So we rest in our circle of love, connected through the flow of the high heart energy moving around our circle as we come into our second meditation of this day. The opening of the heart, of course, is something that is given by grace. It can only be received, and the high heart is very protected. Its purity must remain intact. And so, how can we facilitate this opening of the heart, which is given by divine grace? As we learn to move ever more deeply within, to constantly move away from the mind and bring our focus down to the heart and live from this place. The flow of light and love automatically begins to flow through this center and expands over time. It is the most sacred place within us. And we can all feel, sense, know the sacredness that lies within the heart, simply by resting there and moving within. It cannot be rushed, it cannot be forced. How often do we make the choice to live within the heart, and to feel love and compassion for all life rather than judgment? How often do we have the courage to face our own pain? When do we exercise love and compassion for self rather than judgment, dislike, even hate? The heart is always pure. Always at peace. Never judges. Always in acceptance of what is. always in the love of Source, the love of the Divine. So we gradually become more and more aware of our own thoughts. Thoughts are full of judgments. We begin to see what blocks us from truly opening our high heart. Ultimately, it is fear. For we have been deeply wounded, traumatized, and experienced great suffering throughout our many lives. We are afraid to feel the pain within. It is only when we find the courage to face all that lies within and to bring love and compassion to that which within us which is afraid to feel. That the opening can take place. It is our own judgments which keep us locked in fear. For the basis of all lower emotion is always fear. And yet we are told fear is simply an illusion. The ego mind creates its own negativity. Through its own fears. It can even turn life into a nightmare. So which reality do we choose? The reality of the lower self, the ego mind, or the reality of the divine self? To live in fear or to live in love? Only we can choose. And when we make the choice to live in love from the heart, we then proceed along the journey into the opening of the high heart. Through our third eye, and with our crown open, we receive immense love and light, constantly being radiated to us from the realms of the stars. It is our choice to let it in, or to keep that wall of iron, never allowing ourselves to be exposed, to become soft and gentle and tender, to be vulnerable. At some point we find the courage to let go of all pretense, to show to ourselves what we see as weakness in being sensitive, in being soft and tender. And then we discover that this is where our true power lies. This is where our strength lies, not in force, but in gentleness. When you experience the energies of the higher beings, do you not feel how gentle their energy is, how light their energy is? Nothing is done by force. So to assist us in moving beyond fear, and coming into the joy of an open heart, we bring the energy into our circle of Lord Merlin. He is very present in Tregorah, and he comes to us from Tregorah. He has the energy of magic, of lightness, of playfulness and joyfulness. He brings us into that lighter part of self, no longer bogged down by our worries, anxieties and fears. In his energy, they do not exist, and we can become one with his energy. The playfulness of life which the fairies and so on have, we can also be light-hearted about life, about ourselves, and join in the joy of life which everyone has in the higher realm. The pure pleasure of existence. So may we ask you, Lord Merlín, to receive your healing light and love as you bring your magical, playful, joyful energy into our being, which will of course soften and open our hearts. So to be in joy, in gratitude for life, to be alive, the gift of life, gratitude and appreciation raises our frequency and allows love to flow through the heart. When we accept the light, life becomes joyful and effortless. For light is love, and love is light. And Lord Merlin continues his magic around our circle and each one of us. Whatever particular emotion pulls you down, ask Merlin to transmute it for you. Allow his energy to continue to be with you, as whenever you're ready, you open your eyes. And you carry his lightness, feeling of magic and joy in this world.